Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, hello, what's crack-a-lackin', my YouTube peeps? Dale here from Couch Warrior. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about UFC Fight Night, Strickland versus Hernandez. I'm not going to speak about the Dan Hooker hanging out with the hooker thing. I'm not going to talk about any of that cool stuff, any of that lame ass stuff. Might talk about it a little bit on Monday, but nah, at the moment, not interested in that. Well, without further ado, let's get into Sugar Steve O'Strickland versus Fluffy versus Hernandez. What? I don't know what I don't know. I'm doing this in the morning. I had to quickly go grab my microphone this morning, so that was a bit of a fun wee mish, but that's all good. But yeah, no pullouts from fights from as far as I can see. I actually don't mind doing these things on a Saturday morning just to make sure that there's no pullouts. And it appears that there has been that there is none at the moment. So that's good. I mean, I believe that the weigh-ins the weigh-ins finished not that long ago. So yeah, so that is good for me. Without further ado, I'm gonna smash back this water real quick though, but because I am thirsty as a mother. Alrighty, let's get this done, eh? Ah, so we're gonna start off some awesome cool fights in the women's flyweight division. We got Juliana Miller versus Carly Juice. Oh, Judice. Who gives a shit who's going to win this one? Coin flip, who you got, basically. Who's going to win the 29-28 decision? I'm going to go with Carly Judice. She has the better wins. And Juliana Miller, she was in the Ultimate Fighter with, I want to say that she was in the Volk versus Brian Ortega one. I want to say that, but yeah. So she's been in the UFC for a wee while now. Won some, lost some, all that kind of stuff. I think they're just keeping her around because she's got a little bit of a little bit of looks. But yes, but I've got Judy's winning by, of course, 29-28 decision. Up the card, it is Jordan Levitt's featherweight debut. So Jordan Levitt's normally a lightweight. Not a particularly large lightweight, but he is a lightweight nonetheless. So he is fighting Yader D. Val. Now, this guy you might recognise from a certain betting controversy that happened last year versus a certain Isaac Dalgarian. Look at that, that's a hard out name, Dalgarian. It sounds like a Game of Thrones kind of dude, eh? But a Game of Thrones dude that can't fight in the UFC anymore. But yeah, so Jordan Levitt has some great grappling, but he somehow gets out grappled by grapplers. And Yadir Deval, or Del Valley, however the hell you say his name. He also has great grappling. He also has some pretty good hands as well. Jordan Levitt, not so much. So I believe that this is going to go Yadir Deval's way, either by submission or it's going to end up going all the way to the points. I'm not too sure. Fuck it, I'll just say 29-28. But yeah, all right, moving on. We have Philip Rowe versus Jean-Paul Lebanowski. Lesbo, Lebo, Lebos Noyani. Lebos Noyani. Far out. Try saying that once, let alone 5 times fast. God damn. I've got Philip Rowe. He's a heavy underdog against Jean Paul here. I think that Philip Rowe, he's like a sleeper, man. He's like sometimes you know if you're underestimating the old roaster, he's going to roast you. Yeah, so I think so. I've got this by a little. This is going to be one of my cheeky little underdog wins, and it's going to be Phil Rowe. I believe that he's just got a little. Yeah, I think he's just going to be a little bit too much for Jean Paul to handle, and he's going to win probably by points. But yeah, Up the card, we've got another welterweight, Ramiz Bahamaj versus Punahele Serrano. So I'm obviously going with the Hawaiian dude, Poliani Serrano. Soriano. He reminds me of the guy that there used to be a dude in the UFC called Maki Patolo or some shit like that. He had like his name, yeah, he had the nickname Coconut Bombs. The coconut bombs, guys. He's got a coconut bomb, yeah. He, yeah, I think that he's going to coconut bomb Brahamaj. So I think that this is going to be this is going to be one of our TKOs of the evening. And this, yeah, and I don't think that Brahamaj is going to be able to get her done. I believe that I don't remember who it was, but he had a really close fight to someone where it shouldn't have been close. Soriano has had some, like, his losses haven't been against terrible competition. So, excuse me. So I'm going Punahele Serrano by TKO or by points, but most likely TKO. Up the card, we have Nora Cornhole versus Jocelyn John Jones Edwards. So this is like one of the, I think, is this the first ranked fight of the card? I don't actually know, actually. But yeah, no, I have Jocelyn Edwards winning this. She has some great grappling. But when she starts grappling, she doesn't combine strikes. And this is actually a rematch. So these dudes have actually fought before, and Cornhole actually won this by shock horror, a split decision. Because it's either going to be a 29-28 decision, unanimous, or a 29-28 split decision. And it was a split decision last time. It could have very well easily gone in the direction of Jocelyn Edwards if she had thrown strikes while grappling. And that's just the way it is. You know, that's like that song that Tupac came out with after he died. That it's just the way it is. Yeah, which is a cover of another song. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Cornhole has some striking, and when I say some striking, I mean it's bantamweight. Yeah, women's bantamweight striking. Jocelyn Edwards also got knocked out by a spinning elbow by Meatball Molly McCann. You know, and I mean, Trash Can Molly McCann, you know, she had power in her strikes, but she had trash grappling, and and if you could get her, if you could get her down, you won. And Jocelyn Edwards was on her way to doing that before she got absolutely fucking smoked with a spinning elbow. So she is a little bit, susceptible to getting smacked. And I believe that is also the reason why Cornhole won in their first fight to begin with. But I've got Jocelyn Edwards winning this one. She has improved more than Cornhole. Cornhole, I believe, was the one that ran away from Nora Dumont. Really, oh no, that was, I can't remember if it was her or someone else that just literally like turned 180 degrees and sprinted like fucking the dude from Terminator 2 Judgment Day away from Norma Dumont. I'd be like, hell no. Gotta get squished by those thighs. Fucking damn. Anyway, moving up the card, we've got Alden Correa versus Lewis Garul. This one here I'm not actually too sure about. I believe I've only seen Alden Correa fight before, but Lewis Garul actually looks like just a bald, small, fluffy Hernandez. These dudes are on the flyweight, so the power is not going to be there. But we'll open up this. We've got like 11-3, and versus 11-3 versus 10-2, which is not great. That's pretty good records. It's pretty great records. We've also got a little bit of a height disparity, but the reach is actually not. Oh, there's a 3-inch reach advantage, which is pretty good, but it's also not the worst. There's a lot worse things. But what are their wins by? Oh yeah. So we're looking like, oh, okay, very interesting. So this is probably going to go to the distance, and I'm probably going to, TKOs. So they actually got some things. So it depends of how they're getting these TKOs. Like, are they getting them on the ground and pound, or are they just like sparking them out with one like solid punch or something? Um, so I'm not too sure about that one there, but because it's flyweight, you just don't know, do you? Like this is going to be one of those ones where they're just going to be teleporting in the octagon for about 15 minutes before someone gets smacked. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Lil Fluff. Yeah. Odds are probably like not in my favour at all, but but hey, fuck it. I mean, I've been worse. I've had worse ones before. Moving on. Speaking of flyweights, this one here I have a little bit more of an idea. I see a lot of people shitting on O'Day Osborne because he's fighting this dude from Kazakhstan, and they just assume that this guy is Shavkat Rakhmonov because every single person that isn't from Kazakhstan is either Borat or Shavkat. Well, if that's the case, this guy's probably going to be injured by the time that he gets to the cage, and he's going to have to take 2 years off, or he's going to have a whole nation hate him. So I'm going O'Day Osborne, and I'm going O'Day Osborne because I feel like he's just getting underrated. He's underrated. He has some bad losses, but he actually had some pretty good, but he also had some pretty good wins as well. And I feel like I think he's just got what it takes to, like, he to spark this dude out. The grappling is there. Like, he has all the fundamentals and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, realistically, it's going to be standing on the feet. This Albini or by Ellie by Eddie Riss. What the hell? Ellie by Eddie Riss. Eddie Reed. No idea. Anyway, I think that this guy's going to try and take him down a whole heap and gas, and then O'Day's just going to just take over. He's just going to take his time and hopefully, come away with either the TKO victory or win a good old-fashioned decision, the old decision. Moving on, we're in Chitty Nkwani. Chitty Nkwani. Chitty Bang Bang is, I believe that is one of his aliases is online, versus Carlos Leal. I believe that Chitty is also a underdog in this, which I don't know why, because Carlos Leal's not that good. He's pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's pretty good, but he, I believe, suffers from that, kind of gassing out a little bit early, like mid round 2 kind of thing. Where Chitty is a bit chinny, yeah. Oh, excuse me, but yeah, a bit tired today, so. Excuse those. But Chitty is a bit chinny, so Chinny Chikwani. But this will be a very tough test for him to see if he can like weather the storm early. I believe that Chitty will take over and and get in the clinch. He's a clinch work guy, clinch work merchant, as they say. He's going to get up. He's going to smash knees to the body. He's going to smash elbows off the break. They're going to break, and then this is going to clinch a lot, and that's going to end up clinching on the fence. And I think that it's not going to look the greatest. It's not going to be a great looking fight. But yeah, I believe this is the featured prelim. And now we're back into the main card, which starts off with Zachary Reese versus Michelle Pereira. Now, Zachary Reese and Michelle Pereira are not the greatest fighters. I mean, they'll both kick my ass until fucking I'm literally 4 people getting my ass beat by these dudes. But so Zachary Reese, I believe, is going to win this. I don't think Michelle Pereira has it anymore. I believe he's been knocked out too many times. I mean, he's gotten He's starting to get slept now. Him, back in the day, welterweight Michelle Pereira, when he was like doing backflips and all this kind of stuff, gassing before he even got into the cage, he's always had that problem, and he's not patient. So this is either going to be Michelle Pereira by within the first 3.5 minutes, Michelle Pereira will either win this fight or he will lose. So I'm going with Zachary Reese because I believe that Zachary Reese can be smart enough to avoid a lot of the things that Michelle Pereira can throw, a lot of the dynamics that he can throw, and I just don't think Michelle Pereira's got it anymore. I think I think Father Time is the ultimate victor in this fight, and Zachary Reese has the youthful advantage and the not getting absolutely folded in one of his last fights. He's been TKO'd a bunch. He's been submitted a bunch. But yeah, I think, I've got Zachary Reese on this bad boy. And we'll move on because I've got a wedding to go to, so I've got to... you seen me how quick I drank that bloody water? Holy shit. So the next fight we've got is welterweight. We have Jacoby Smith versus Joshua Harrell. Now, I'm pretty sure that there was a dude in the UFC back in the day that was a light heavyweight guy that looked identical to that Josiah Harrell guy. So this is the guy who was meant to make his debut against Jack Della Maddalena, or JDM as we affectionately call him down in these parts. But he had some sort of heart problem, or is it a brain problem? He had some sort of weird brain injury that is subsequently, he's been cleared of that, and and he fought in the regional scene to earn his way back to the UFC. And I believe that he is one of the guys that there was a viral moment where a guy ran through the cage. He took a dude down and he chucked him through the cage because they didn't lock the cage properly. But yeah, and he's versus Jacob Smith. So Jacob Smith, I believe, is also a bit of a newbie. This is a welterweight thing. I believe that Jacob Smith was actually one of the people that has either beaten or lost to Zachary Reese. But I'm going Harrell. I mean, I want the. I think that his record, I believe, is is a little bit better than Old Bates. No, it's not. It's exactly the same. They're both 11-0. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Okay, well that kind of fucks my thing then. But I think that Jacob Smith's got the considerable reach and leg reach advantage by 72 inches and 39 inches. So I think that old mate's not going to be able to hit him at all. I don't know if he's got arms or what he's missing, but So from the looks of this, from the wee stats here, it appears to be there's obviously no time and all this kind of stuff on Harold's time because this is his debut. But it looks like Jacob Smith, if he doesn't get this guy knocked down, the more well-rounded fighter will be Josiah. So I believe, that's why I'm going for Josiah, because I feel like this is going to end up being a little bit real, like this card's going to be real like decision heavy for some reason. I don't know. I just have that like feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be decisions, submissions. There'll be like a few KOs. I mean, people. I mean, they've heavily incentivized to get these KOs now. So I'm hoping that is going to be a winning thing. So I'll move on up the card. We are going to. It looks like we're going to. We've got ranked fighters. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. Now, Ante Delija is a considerably better striker than Sergey Spivak, and I believe because of the work that. And again, despite all everyone's harping on about Tom Aspinall being shit and being being a duck, being a lying, being a liar, doing all this stuff, being, jumping on the hating Tom bandwagon. I believe that the previous work with him and his team is going to be like more than enough to beat Sergey Spivak. Sergey is a dangerous dude, and he can, catch you. He can catch you in grappling maneuvers, and like he can take you down, and he can win those fights. But I don't think he is going to win against Ante Jalija. I think this is going to be TKO. So this is going to be one of the TKO/KOs of the evening, as long as Jalija stays comfortable and he doesn't overextend when he gets Sergey rocked. If he rocks him and he doesn't, and he's just keeping patient, just chucking out a jab, chuck out a body shot, boom, chuck a body shot, and then smack him with an uppercut, just nice and slow, not just going like my boy Terrence McKinney does, because that's unfortunately that is one of the reasons why he loses quite often. It's because he rocks a dude and then he just goes in and tries and smashes them, and it's like, it doesn't work, bro. Just take it easy. Smash him with a kick to the body. Smash them, smack them with a fucking, just smack them with some small shit, or with some small shit. Keep your thing. Be aware that they could recover, and more often than not they do. And, but anyway, rant over on that one. Ante Jalija by TKO for that one there. Up the card we have, is it 50k? It is. It's $500,000 Dan Ige versus McQuell. I used to be Black Costa. I don't know, man. Dan Ige, I should say. I don't know where the E part of his name comes from, but that's all good. He's Hawaiian, so I guess that's where it comes from. But yeah, but he is going to fight this dude here, who is on a bit of a streak. Never been knocked out, but he is getting up there in age. He is like, I think 36, 37 now. I believe Costa's still in his 20s, or maybe even he might be 30 or 31 or something like that. He's coming into his prime a wee bit more, and he is on a bit of a streak at the moment. I do believe that the streak is going to end, however. I think that Dan Ige is going to be he's going to decision him, of course. No one's getting KO'd in this one. People are going to get rocked. And it's going to be an awesome fight. Like, it's going to be, like, these dudes are going to be fighting to win. And they're going to be fighting to knock these dudes out. But they're not going to be able to knock each other out. I think they're just a bit too hardy. And I think that Costa's going to be the quicker dude. But I think Dan is going to be the more powerful man. And I think the damage from that is going to be what tips that decision to Dan Ige. So I think that Costa will bounce back considerably hard. He'll win this. If he wins this, I think he will lose his next fight. But if he loses this, he will then go on to an additional probably 3-4 fight win streak and get into those rankings, get into the top 10, and surpass and move past Dan Ige. So Dan Ige for this one by decision. Moving up the card, this is the co-main event. We have Jeff, I slipped on a banana peel, Neil versus Urosh Medic. So this guy sounds like he is a drink or something. Does that look like the way that's spelled? It just looks like is it like some sort of tonic water or something, or Uros? Because I think Uros is like beer or something like that, and like not like a drinkable beer, but like is it a rar kind of beer, kind of beer. See, that's the only Dan Hooker kind of thing I'm going to bring up. Okay, I've got Jeff Neal winning this. Jeff Neal is actually a lot better of a fighter than people realise. He just gets slimed out by the likes of Carlos Prates and Shavkat Rapinovs and all the people that are in the top are in the conversations for title talks. He is not going to be beaten by Uros Medic, who lost to one of the dudes in the fucking prelims. So you've got these prelims, like realistically, as dumb as this sounds, Zachary Reese has more of a chance to beat Jeff Neal than Uros Medic does. But I think because he's on a streak, because he's on a streak and all this kind of stuff, I believe they're like, nah, we need some, we need to get some, we'll give you a favour, kid, as old Dana Dog would say. But no, this is going to be a little bit of a striking clinic of moving forward and backwards, because both these fighters, I believe, move forward and backwards quite a lot, and I think that Uros is going to get caught a lot more. He has been TKO'd in relatively recent history. I believe that the last time that I saw him get TKO'd was last year in Big 2025. So I don't think the loss to Carlos Prates for Jeff Neal was the worst thing. And I think that I don't think Medic is going to take my boy's spot. So I've got Banana Peel by points. He's just gonna wear on him. He's gonna clinch him up. He's just gonna wear on this old mate, and he may get a late third round TKO or something. Like that. He might just rock him to the body just that little bit, and then just and then boom. So TKO / points on my boy Jeff Neal, and for the main event of the evening. No, upwards. Sugar Steve-O Strickland versus Fluffy the Anthony Hernandez. I didn't realise that Anthony Hernandez was ranked 4th. But I guess he beat Reiner Dorita in that fight. Or was that Brendan Allen? I don't know. They're the same dude to me. Brendan Allen and Anthony Hernandez are just the same dude, but just one of them has more tattoos. And one of them is way smarter. And this is the smart one. This is the smart one. Brendan Allen's the dumb one. He, and you saw what Sean Strickland did to Brendan Allen's wrestling. And this was like when Brendan Allen was prominently just a wrestler and just a grappler and stuff like this, before he's gotten his hands sorted out, because he trains with some really good people now, but so does Strickland, and Strickland's been training wrestling heaps. I mean, most of the time that you see him, see the training videos and all this kind of stuff, he's like, here's the thing, you guys, I love grappling so much. He grapples. And you see, Drickus couldn't take him down that much. He couldn't really keep him down. These guys can't really keep them down. So people forget, man. Jabs and teeps win fights, and I think that Sean Strickland is gonna, and he's like a 3-1 underdog. So I mean, if you want to make some coin, make some pretty well guaranteed coin. Like my locks for this fight card are Jeff Neal, Sean Strickland, and what was his name? Zachary Reese. What the fuck one was it though? Oh, Poliano Soriano. Oh, Soriano, yeah. So they're my locks. So they're my, so if you want to do a four-legged multi, that would be a good one to do. I mean, Sean Strickland's only losing to really, really top notch. He beat Nazardine Imamov, a quote-unquote Frenchman who's going to be fighting, comes up probably in December or October next year. And then, Fluffy Hernandez, I mean, like the name suggests, it's a bit fluffy. He does get injured by body shots, and body shots is what Sean Strickland likes to throw. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of those styles meets things. He's gonna just gonna be spamming. He's just gonna be like just spamming takedowns. He's just gonna be hitting that takedown button, and they're just gonna get stuffed. a couple will go through, but but it's just bum, 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 and then probably by round 3, round 4, he's going to start looking real tired after those little jabs to the body and all that, that the occasional, like the real deep teep that he'll get, like his toes up in his ribs kind of shit. So I've got Stirckland, and I've got Stirckland by TKO or points, because like I said, this is probably going to be a decision fest. I don't think that I just don't think he's got. I don't think a lot of these people don't have the finishing potential that I would like. But yes, and without further ado, that is my predictions of this video. Let's see how good I am. I reckon I'm going to be... how many fights are there? Hang on. I should have fucking sorted this shit out before I started this, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. I reckon I'm going to end up being... I reckon this one, it's going to be pretty good to me. I'm either going to be 11-3 or 12-2. Because I usually lose 3, and it's usually ones that I'm like, oh man. They're the ones that I'm not, I fence sit on a little bit, and I believe that will be, so I reckon I'll do pretty good. I reckon I'll do pretty good. But thank you very much for joining me this evening, or today, or whenever you're watching this. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, tell your mates that I'm reasonably cool. I mean, I'm not that lame, am I? And I'll catch you on Monday to see how fucking good I am, because I reckon I've done pretty good. So I'll catch you guys next time.